Okay, we're still finding a solution to a nearest tenth, which makes me think we're still going to end up using Desmos, but we do need to get rid of a few of those variables by reading and finding out what they have. So it says here that there are 980 grams of element X, and it wants to know how long it takes to decay to 43. Well, the 980 is your starting amount, so it's going to go where your A is. The 43 is your answer, your ending amount. It'll go on this side of the equation. And the half-life of 8 minutes. Well, half-life is actually H. So the half-life goes there. So what I'm going to have is 43 equals, this pen would write, equals 980 times 0.5 to the t divided by 8. And to get this ready to do in Desmos, all I need to do is subtract the 43 from both sides. So basically, it's going to get rid of it over there, and I'll just have a minus 43 tacked on the end of that equation. So let's go ahead and try this one in Desmos. I have 980. Usually put my base in parentheses, so 0.5 to the, and then I do a x instead of a t because Desmos likes x's better than other letters, so we'll graph them. Divided by 8, and then subtract 43. And what I'm looking for is the 0 again, or the x-intercept. In this case, it shows up. If you had the standard zoom, you might not have seen it. But if you just zoom out a few times, eventually you'll see your graph, and you're looking for the gray dot where it crosses the x-axis, confirm that the y-coordinate is 0. In this case, I think they said they wanted the nearest tenth. So this would be 36.1 because the 8 rounds that one decimal place up. So always mark it where it is and go from there. So 36.1 to the nearest tenth. Okay, another type of problem that might show up is our old friend, the compounded interest problem. You're like, oh, there's so many variables. Well, just take care of them one at a time. So the amount they invest is your principal. So this is your P value of 8,000. The amount you want to reach is your answer. So 10,500 is your A value. And then this is your interest rate. We need to make it a decimal. So R should be equal to 0.0675 after I move that decimal 2 places. And then it says compounded quarterly. So remember, N is the number of payments per year. In this case, N is 4 because quarterly is 4 times a year. And it wants to know how long, so we don't know the time. So after I plug everything in, I have 10,500 is equal to, and those are the world's ugliest zeros, I'll make them a little better, is equal to, let's see, 8,000 times 1 plus my interest rate of 0.0675 over 4 and all over 4, all to the 4t power. Now to get this ready to put in Desmos, remember, I need to subtract that 10,500 from both sides. Okay, and now I'm ready to try Desmos. Here we go. So type in my 8,000 first. Then 1 plus 0.0675 over 4. Close your parenthesis to the 4. Remember x instead of t. And then remember to subtract off the appropriate number of 10,500. If you did not see it initially, you could zoom in or zoom out, but there's your answer. And it wanted it to the nearest tenth of a year, I think. So that would have been 4.1.